Apple. My pronouns are she and her, and I'm the first UU representative on the Interfaith Alliance of the Ozarks. Tom McFarland introduced himself in today's earlier service with some descriptors that were powerful and honest and revealing. His words are his to share, so I won't be reading them, but I can tell you that I was struck by his opening sentence. He said, "I have crooked teeth from a lack of access to dental and medical care as a child in the Ozarks." And so I introduced myself this morning as a white woman with incredibly straight teeth, having benefited from braces both in second grade and 3 years in high school to solve two very different serious problems. Tom closed his introduction with the words, "Our communities, Black and Appalachian folks, Latino and Hispanic folks, Native, Indigenous, and every other member of the working class in America have a shared and intersecting struggle." Tom told us he has lived this shared struggle. Although I struggled for a time as a single parent with no child support, I can't say I lived the struggle. I have generational wealth that I could have relied upon. And once my parents did pay for the furnace I needed when CU shut my cracked furnace down, and the house I returned home to that evening was cold. Tom and many others among us have lived the struggle, whereas I, a person of middle-class privilege, am not living, but learning the struggle. In order for my eyes to be open, I had to enter new spaces, meet new people, and entertain new ideas. Today's message is an invitation for you to enter those spaces too. In our opening words, you heard, "I have watched people change their minds because they love someone enough to do so, and that means something." I've known about the organization Springfield Tenants Unite for some time now. First UU member V. Sanchez created the group when she lost her job due to the pandemic. She worried about her own tenuous housing situation and all of the other renters in the same circumstances. The Social Action Circle, also known as SAC, invited her to speak to our group. SAC publicized their events. First UU hosted some STUN meetings. I supported V's request for a podium when STUN stood on the steps of City Hall. But I didn't join her on the steps or attend any of their meetings until First UU hosted a meeting about it. It was a listening session regarding safe, affordable housing in our community. I went with the notion that I would come away with a story from the space I call the church blogger. What I left with was a deep respect for the work STUN is doing. STUN holds listening sessions monthly. They are well-organized meetings. Their very capable leaders are people marginalized by the lack of safe, affordable housing, including one woman who calls safe to sleep her home for 12 hours a day and the streets for the other 12 hours. My privilege is showing, in fact, screaming in the previous paragraph. How is it that I held the belief that grassroots organizations are not legitimate organizations? How is it that I have long accepted that organizations should be well-funded, led by a CEO and board of directors, mostly white people, be supported by grants, have friends in high places, and follow acceptable rules of political organizing, again, most likely determined by white people? I participated in resistance movements in the 70s, but I gradually retreated to activism within my comfort range and within a narrow definition of legitimacy. Now, after becoming acquainted with Stun and its people, I have greater understanding of what it means to put working class people at the center. Currently, Springfield Tenants Unite is organizing renters to build working class power against one of the most oppressive and directly impactful systems in our community. They have successfully reversed state level legislation criminalizing unhoused people in the courts, and they continue to fight for a tenants' bill of rights in our community. People in the whole worship service heard a series of words regarding historical movements for justice and how they impact us today. In our service, we are privileged to hear from one particular revolutionary, Jay Bird, a member of Stun's leadership team. Welcome, Jay.
Hi, UU Church.
Hello.
My name is Jay Bird, and I'm honored to stand here today. I want to ask, what's a filling word you are coming in today with? How are you feeling? Hopeful. You? How about you? What? Relief? Relief? Okay.
Tired.
Tired? Okay. Okay. Energized. Okay, cool.
Interested?
Nice. I like that. I like being interested and curious. Yeah. I'm feeling powerful today and excited to build power with you all. Again, my name is Jay Bird. I am a Black person. I am wearing a mostly yellow shirt with black and red, Springfield Tenants Unite. And yeah, I don't know, today is, I guess if I was to try to describe myself visually right now, just full of mixed feelings, but definitely more powerful and vocal than I was 2 weeks ago. So yeah, my name is Jay. I'm a father of 4 kiddos. I'm an artist and a proud leader of Springfield Tenants Unite. Now, Springfield Tenants Unite is a citywide tenant union, and I have a story to share with you today. In 2022, the state of Missouri passed a law criminalizing homelessness. The law also diverted funds away from creating more affordable housing during an ongoing and deepening housing and homelessness crisis that is ravaging towns and cities across the country. When I learned about what happened, I was invited to step into my power, to wield that power, to act and do something. I was called to stand in solidarity with our unhoused community. I am a father of a 4, 5, 6, and a 9-year-old. And I was struggling to make ends meet. I was made homeless, and I realized that I could be criminalized for just sleeping in my car because I couldn't afford the rent increases. I knew what was at stake when this law passed. I knew I had to stand and fight back. I was the named plaintiff in the Bird versus State of Missouri. Tenants, the unhoused, and advocates came together. We sued the state of Missouri. We overturned that heinous bill in the Missouri Supreme Court, and we won. Thank you. Yes, we can do anything when we stand together. There is power in the union. Missouri has a rich history of tenant organizing. In the Boot Heel of Missouri during the Great Depression, Southern tenants, farmers came together to form a union to beat their boss, who was also their landlord. Dirt, poor Black and white tenant farmers and their families facing segregation and extreme exploitation and were being kicked off the land. They knew what was at stake, and they had had enough. They came together, struggled together, and together they won what they could not have as individuals. They won the first social housing in Missouri. Springfield Tenants Unite has been coming together to win public dollars to keep our families safely housed, forcing accountability from our landlords and our city leaders since 2020. We are led by a multiracial, intergenerational base of poor and working class tenants. We are organizing to ensure that every person in Springfield has access to safe, accessible, truly affordable place to call home. We believe that every tenant deserves a union, and we organize along all the lines the other side uses to try to divide us. Like the Southern Tenant Farmers Union, we know that there is power in unity, and we believe that we will win. Today, I want to lift up Jenny Lynn Hall tenants and the struggle of tenants all across our city. Jenny Lynn Hall tenants are disabled and elderly tenants living in 5-story building downtown Springfield. These tenants have been forced to live in horrendous conditions for years. Their pleas for help have been ignored by their landlord, by our elected officials, and by institutions that were supposed to help them. Their landlord is Millennia Holdings, a notorious slumlord with hundreds of properties across the eastern seaboard. Millennia has deferred maintenance time and time again. The tenants have paid not just in rent, but with their lives. That's right. Tenants have died due to this land slumlord. This past month, both elevators were out for over a week at Jenny Lynn Hall, leaving our elderly and disabled comrades stranded in the death trap they have been relegated to, and that ain't right. I'm gonna say it again, that ain't right. Fueled by greed and of the market, which is just a collective of landlords and real estate speculators, they have been snatching up homes that were once owned by working class Springfield families, deferring maintenance while collecting rents and erecting slums in our city. They have been increasing our rents, displacing and making homeless thousands of households across our city, and that ain't right. Last Tuesday, city council members said they were still unsure about whether housing should be a priority for city council in our city, and that ain't right.
Right.
City council, at the next city council meeting, we gotta pack the halls. And we gotta put them on notice. We are being forced to be uncomfortable, and now they will be uncomfortable too. Closed mouths don't get fed, y'all. And we will not be ignored. So today I'm asking you, and I'm inviting you to step into your power with us. Today, we are being called to come together to say, we have Jenny Lynn Hall's backs. We have Springfield tenants' backs. Today, we're being called to commit to stand in solidarity with Jenny Lynn Hall tenants and all Springfield tenants at City Hall on February 26th to demand our mayor and city council members make housing a priority and safe, accessible, truly affordable homes their top priority. We need to pack a hall and say, safe, accessible, truly affordable housing now. Say it with me. Safe, accessible, truly affordable housing now. Safe, accessible, truly affordable housing now. It can feel inevitable that real estate speculators will price us out of our neighborhoods. It can feel inevitable that slumlords will evict us for speaking up. It can feel inevitable that our city leaders will continue to fail us and sweep us under the rug. And that's all possible, right? It's possible. But it's not inevitable. Not if we organize now. Organizing is about changing conditions of what is possible. And I believe in Springfield where it won't be easy, it won't be pretty, but if we work together, we can and we will win. Now, over there on the table, I have some information about Springfield tenants. There's a sign-up sheet over there to come. If you're available for conversation after the service, I will be around. There's a sign-up also for city council. We are coordinating and pulling together because I know that transportation sometimes is an issue. But I personally want to pack the city hall. I am shooting for 50 members. I feel like I'm lowballing. I don't know what the realistic number will be, but if I could have my dream, I want city council there till 3 a.m. Packed with tenants. Because housing is a priority, and we all deserve a safe place to sleep. We all deserve that stability. Thank you, Church of Springfield, for making and giving this opportunity to build power with you today. So, how are you feeling today?
Powerful.
Powerful. Who's mad? Who's feeling determined? Who's ready to stand up and fight back? I feel very powerful, very determined. I'm feeling very hopeful because I hear the talks and the whispers. I hear it when I go into restaurants. I hear it when I hang out with my friends and people I don't know. We all have our stories, and we feel like it's just on us. But I'm looking at this. I'm looking at what you guys are doing. I'm looking at what Springfield tenants are doing. I'm looking at all of these different people that care enough to organize and build power. And I am just very encouraged and honored to stand in your presence today. And I thank you guys for having me. It's very important that we visualize, because we all will repeat after me, because it's vitally important that we remember this. And for some of you who know Springfield tennis, you might know what I'm about to say. I believe that we will win.
I believe that we will.
I said I believe that we will win.
I believe that we will win.
Thank you.